Shalom, it's the brother Kalaya coming at you with another lesson. Prior to getting started, I'd like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakabadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, peace and salutations to the free elect. Shalom. Alright? And as you all know, today is June the 19th, also known as Juneteenth. And what inspired this video, I seen a clip of this elderly woman, looked like she was maybe in her late 70s, early 80s, and basically giving a stern, how would you say it, a stern talking to her viewers about Juneteenth, all right, and how every so-called black, so-called African American, all right, which we know in the scriptures, all right, you Judites should participate in Juneteenth, all right. And as I was going through my day, I would check my social media sites, and you would see people actually taking this shit serious. So, you know, me and brothers, we did a lesson, not a lesson, a conference call, right? A breakdown on what's actually going on over there in the Middle East. Basically Armageddon, man. All right. And it's sad. I wouldn't even say it's sad. It's amazing, all right, to see how deeply in an illusion, all right, our people are, and they have so many signs that's right in front of us, and they just can't see it, you know. So obviously today, if you were looking with a spiritual eye, you could see the delusion on people was laden extra thick. Okay, so I just want to start off by reading this. This is a simple Google search of Juneteenth, and it goes into a Wikipedia passage. All right, it says Juneteenth, officially Juneteenth, National Independence Day, is a federal holiday in the United States. It is celebrated annually on June 19th to commemorate the ending of slavery in the United States. All right, and that's all I want from that. That's all I want from that. Okay, it's in what? Pride Month. All right, these Edomites have given you Jakes, you broke back Jakes, man, the weak ass Jakes. One day when you start to go into the it says how long is the duration of the event, and it says 1 day. All right, you get 1 day out of 365 days of the year, all right, to be commemorated to the ending of the so-called ending of slavery, all right, which those of you that are in the know, and some of you who are so-called woke enough to understand that we are corporate slaves now, all right, you understand that slavery has never been done away with. It's just been it's been upgraded. Okay, the manual labor has turned into, corporate labor. All right, these Edomites got you working in their jobs, their warehouses, running their construction machines, the whole nine. Okay, and we all subject to it. We're still in this man's world, you see. But nevertheless, I'm gonna grab some scriptures. All right, we're gonna get straight to the point. Okay, this is the book of Proverbs, the 21st chapter and 16th verse. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. All right, so the first thing we should take from this, it goes into understanding and dead. Okay, understanding and dead. Those that have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, as a plethora of scripture, these scriptures are riddled, all right, with analogies going into having the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is ultimately life. Okay, it's life unto you, which I went into that yesterday. Okay, but nevertheless, it says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. All right, in which we're going to correlate not having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with death and sleep. Okay, We're going to go through a couple precepts that explain that. All right. So my next precept I'm going to grab is the book of Ezekiel. All right. Book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. All right. Because it was prophecy that these things would take place. All right. That the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding will be given back unto us. All right. Through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Through the Spirit of the Lord, man. The Rakak Wadash. Okay. It's Ezekiel 37 and 3, and it reads, and he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? Right? Bones going into death, all right, being dead. You see? The header of this particular chapter, it says the valley of dry bones, all right? Giving you an understanding, all right, that these people, or these bones, are of people who are spiritually dead. Okay, it's like I had to turn on do not disturb. All right, it says verse 3, and he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord Yahweh, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord Yahweh unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you. And ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. You see? So ultimately, coming back to your nationality, understanding that you're an Israelite, and ultimately believing in this true doctrine. Okay, that's those the breath of life. All right, having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay, that's that breath of life. Okay, having those sinews and the flesh cover you. You're returning back unto what we were. All right, you're coming back to your heritage. Your diet has changed. All right, your whole countenance has changed due to what? To this breath of life that has been given unto us, man. All right, through what? Prophesying. You see? Through prophesying, man. All right, hearing this word. All right, being taught this word by holy men. Not just any men, holy men. All right, divine men. Men that have been appointed to do this particular job, be watchmen. You see? So, like I said, we just laying the groundwork, all right, ultimately to back up the point that these people, they're deadheads, like the elders say down here, man. Deadheads, all right, copper tops, numbskulls, all right? While you have so-called Juneteenth, right, going on, you got people, they outside, and I saw some of the most disgusting posts, all right, concerning this shit, this Juneteenth nonsense, all right, which is really funded by Morpherices and switch hitters, man, all right. That's the only people that's participating in this. Okay, and simps, yeah, and fucking simps, all right. Real men understand that it take more than one day, all right, to commemorate anything, man. It should be a daily thing. You see, it should constantly be going on. It shouldn't just get one day, all right. But nevertheless, the post was going into it said something along the lines of it's Juneteenth, act as black as you wanna. So we understand that black has a negative connotation, all right? All the things that are associated with being black or so-called African American, all right? Or in layman terms, a nigga, right? It's all negative. It's associated with negative actions and debauchery, man. Homosexuality, and I'm gonna create this word because I don't think it exists in dictionaries, but niggerism, niggatry. You see? Niggatry. All right? That's the black culture. Okay? being a demon, being a harlot, okay, being the new term now is what, a YN, all right? So all out wickedness, that's ultimately what black culture is. It's completely contrary to what we are in the scriptures, man, all right? Who we were as a people, all right? So nevertheless, I want to grab the book of Romans, the 13th chapter, in verse 11, and it reads, and knowing that the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than what we believed. Okay, and before I continue on, I want to grab that word sleep in the online etymology. All right, this is sleep. It says, and I'm gonna skip around in it because obviously we understand that sleep is going into the process in which the consciousness, the body basically goes into a state of rest. All right, but there's more. It says to remain dormant or inactive. All right, and that's what these people are, and that's why you have certain scriptures that tell you that Jacob, like, who will rouse up Jacob? You see, who will rouse him up? Because he's dormant, he's lackadaisical. Okay, these 2/3, all right, they're lackadaisical. All right, it says to be slack. All right, to be weak. And when you jump down, it says where we at? Sleep as a noun. All right. Let me see, I just read it. No, it's a little bit, where we at? Yeah, it says the meaning to rest in the grave. You see? To rest in the grave. All right? So ultimately, to be dead, man. All right? When you go back to that Ezekiel, to that Proverbs, it's talking about people who are in a dead-like state when it's coming down to spirituality, man. All right, coming back to your true power. These people are spiritually dead. All right, though they're living, walking, breathing, eating, drinking, marrying. All right, they're dead spiritually. Okay, one of the brothers, Raya, he always like to say, it was a dead man's opinion. Okay, it's not that they're physically dead, no, but they're spiritually dead. You see, they're actually like zombies, man. All right, these people are zombies out here. They don't know what the hell is going on in the earth. All right, man, you got Iran and Israel. They are locking horns, which is a major prophecy. A major prophecy. You see? And then you got the bear, all right? Russia backing them up. You got DJ Donald Trump. He's starting to get his scaly fingers in the midst of things, man. Okay? So major prophecies are on the brink of coming to pass, and you got these weird ass, flamboyant ass Jakes out here. All right? Partying on Juneteenth. You see? It's the same things that the scripture said would happen. All right? It's the same things. Okay? Yeah, that was it. I want to grab book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5:1, and it reads, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord cometh as a thief in the night. And when does a thief, a skilled thief, a smart thief, not like these so-called YNs, all right, of today's time, all right, broad day, theft, things of that nature. Not like that. Now, when you referred to a thief in like the ancient world and things of that nature, they were talking about actual people who preyed on people in the night, man. Okay, when they had the advantage of darkness, okay? When they have the advantage of being secluded in the darkness, all right? When people are most likely to be at their most dormant state, you see? In a slumber-like state, okay? And that's why when you go into the scriptures, we are referred to as these watchmen, man. A watchman, he not only watches in the daytime, but he watches in the night, okay? A watchman knows that those that intend to do harm, all right, or intend to steal, they come in the night, all right? But nevertheless, I'm going to keep reading. It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. All right. And we know perfectly. We completely know this. Why? Because we got our eyes out, our heads up. All right. And we're watching. We're constantly watching according to Habakkuk, right? The 2nd chapter. All right. We're on a watch. We're going through these news articles, these different news break articles. We're checking out the different group chats, all right? Sending information back and forth all across the globe, all right? All of the members of GMS, that's what we're doing, man. And I'm only saying GMS because that's all I know about. I don't know about any of you other cats. You're never talking about prophecy. You're never talking about what's going on in the Middle East and how it pertains to us getting out of here, all right? That should be the main goal. The main goal is to get the hell up out of Babylon the Great, man. That's the main goal, to get the hell out of Babylon the Great. All right? But, yeah, we know perfectly. We have been given that special endowment to understand these scriptures and be able to what? To relate the things that are happening in geopolitics. All right, to what? To the scriptures, man. All right? But it reads, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, and sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. That's right, because this devil is going to make it seem like everything's under control. All right, the food prices, he's gonna fake like it's everything is all gravy, man. All right, and like a woman with child, all right, you brothers and sisters should have enough experience, if you haven't experienced it yourself but have seen it, all right, with all of this social media nonsense. You should know that a baby comes, they have an estimated date, and that's how it is in the truth. All right, we have the different prophecies that we see, and it's an estimated I wouldn't even say date, because Matthew the 24th chapter tell you that what? No man know it, but there is a date. And the Lord only knows, okay? But we can what? Tell by the telltale signs, all right? These different tokens that have been given unto us, kind of sort of when things should be happening, man. All right? Just like on a 9th month, which the 9th month of a pregnancy is normally when a woman gives birth, all right? But you don't know the exact date, all right? You don't know, and it could be as sudden as the very first day of the 9th month, all right? Or maybe the last day of the 9th month. It could be the 10th month. You see? But being prepared, having a all right, the know-how to being prepared. And the only way we can prepare is through these scriptures, all right? Staying on our watch. Watching for the thief. That thief is going into your house shot, man. He's going to take the world by surprise. We are the only ones that understand, all right, fully, according to salvation. You see? Knowing that, hey, the Lord is coming to, first and foremost, do business and what? Get the elect at the same time, man. Okay? Salvation and destruction simultaneously. Okay? And by the events of today, you should know that 2/3 are not, they're not prepared. They're not even worrying about the Lord coming back. They're not even worrying about it. All right, but it reads, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. You see, going back into that sleep. Now I want to get this word sleep in the blue letter. All right. Let's see, verse 6. Man, this should take him forever, the Lord. All right.
Strong's G 2518, Kathudo.
Con. All right, and it goes into, it says, as a metaphor, it says to yield to sloth and sin, right? To be yielded to that, all right? To be stopped by that, to be slowed down by that, all right? Sloth and sin, man. It says to be indifferent, to one's salvation, all right? So basically, these people being slaughtered, hey, their salvation is on the line. And we understand that that's biblical. And when you start to see these different prophecies happening in real life, man, it just boosts your faith even more, because you like, how can a person be such in a delusion that they don't understand that something major is going to happen? And then you have certain people that will tell you, man, I got an eerie feeling about, this and that, and you want to tell them, but it's like, all right, I tell you, and then what? What you gonna do with that information? Nothing. Fucking nothing. But it reads, verse 7, for they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation. For Yahweh had not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord, Yahushua Mashiach. All right, and ultimately that's the plan. All right, those that have been sanctified from the foundations of the earth, it was always in the plans of Yahweh, all right, for Yahushua to save us, man. Lord willing, we have that number. You see, that's why we call it hopeful elect. All right, we have been given this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in a dark place. All right, and uses it as a light. Okay, that's our light source. All right, that's what's keeping us awake in this how could I put it, in this world. I'm gonna just say in this world, all right, where slumber is promoted. Spiritual slumber is promoted, man. You're being dumbed down. It's like all of these things, especially in America, man. All of these things that these people give you, whether it's on social media, TVs, these different football games, basketball games, sports in general. All right, these things are like spiritual melatonin that Satan has given out to you, man. And y'all are loving it, y'all downing it, the whole bottle, and asking for more. All right, but yeah, and being drunken, okay. Being drunk and going into, all right, these different philosophies that this devil feeds you, man. All right, the ways of Babylon the Great, all right, this whore, have people in a drunken-like state. They're not stable, all right, their minds are all over the goddamn place. Their judgment has been severed, all right? Your judgment has been cut off completely from your power, man. You're making judgments based off of worldly things, man, when these things should be judged in a spiritual sense. You see? But I got one more. I'm gonna get out of here with that. It's the book of St. Matthew chapter 24 and 36, and it reads, but of the day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. All right, and this Yahushua speaking, it's red letters. He's telling you that nobody know when the day of the Lord is gonna come, man. He's just gonna be giving the word, and he's straightway coming here, man. He's beelining here, okay, to destroy and to save, man. Verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the time of the Son of Man be. You see, so obviously you can see why I said this precept for last, man, because it summed it up, all right? It summed up everything that I was going into as a whole, all right? These people, when it says eating and drinking and giving into marriage, all right, all of those things are basically, how could I say it? Symptoms of slumber, spiritual slumber, especially in these times that we're in. Why would you want to get married? All right, when you're in marriage, which we understand is going in actual marriage, the ceremony, especially in these times, but we talking about having children and things of that nature, man. Why would you want to be in such a vulnerable state where, all right, food prices are increasing, cost of living is increasing, it's getting hella dangerous, all right? You got crazy people that are on different types of medication. They got the jump shot in them, all right? And the Lord is just ramping up demons. He's turning the volume up on the demons. So why would you want to, have a child in this time, all right? Eating and drinking, okay? Going into what? Partying, all right? Being in a party-like mindset. Why would you want to be in that kind of mindset when anything can happen at any time? You see? But nevertheless, man, all of this is biblical. All of this is biblical, and it's amazing when we start to see that shit happen in real time. Okay? And it just make you want to give up more glory and honors and prayers unto the Lord, man. The water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay, that we have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, especially in these times. And Lord willing, he keep us in, until the end. All right? But, yeah, man, Lord willing, the point was made. I didn't expect this video to go as long as it did, but, all right, the point has been made, man. So before I get out of here, I want to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to Ophi Light. Shalom, Nababa Ball.